is artificial intelligence and what's its importance from a social perspective?
Well, first of all, it's in our education. It can be an object what does everybody have to know, and the second is that we should also use it for helping students to learn better. So, and it means that we have to be able to teach some basic skills and basic elements to learn, for example, programming and what is beyond the programming and so on. Because maybe the future is that we are surrounded by artificial intelligence and it helping us to live our lives a more sustainable way and also help in one way to see the future better than we do now.
How could machine learning and deep learning change the world and the approach of teaching and learning?
Well, this is a big question. The first thing is that there will be teachers in the future as well. They don't disappear. The machines are not replacing, or robots are not replacing teachers, but teachers probably are working with this kind of machines. And what we probably are having in the future is that this artificial intelligence is based on the big amount of data, and this data is collected of how the people learn, what are the difficulties, and how we can somehow tailor every individual learning path so that they will raise to their potential. So they will use all the possible ways to get the knowledge and skills what is needed in the future societies. And this is not a big change if we look to history. In Finland we changed our education or did quite a big reform in the end of the 60s. And then there was a political debate about that why we should change, because the system was working, but we actually found out that we were lacking of that how we can get everybody involved and find the best in learning. So far we had a so-called parallel education system, which meant that when the child was 10, 11 years old, he needed already know what he is going to do in life. Is it the academic path or is it a vocational branch? So our idea was that we should give the opportunity to all people to rise their potential. And nowadays it's the same thing again. So it's probably a big reform going or coming soon, but it's probably something what we are dealing with, what we have dealt before already.
Mm-hmm. What type of reform, or what would be the main aspects of that reform?
Well, mainly I guess that we have to be ready to lifelong learning, or it's maybe now life-wide learning. So it means that you are never ready. And it also means that the youngsters, they are already facing that they are not staying in one job for whole life. So one job what they start today will disappear tomorrow. So they have to be ready to learn new professions all the time and new skills which is needed. So that caused quite a big effect to the education system. Education system should not anymore pour information and knowledge to the students' heads. It should more or less dedicate it or focus on how to learn, how I am learning the best way. So every student should find out what is the best way to get the knowledge and skills when they needed to do that. So of course the teachers are in a big role when they are helping, and probably I could help them to find the best ways.
So it would be a more flexible way of teaching and learning.
Of course, they're going to be of course, different kind of environment where the students are learning. It's not anymore the classroom only. And of course, the equipment, devices will help. And also the distance is not anymore maybe big problem, because this augmented reality, this added reality is something which actually provide the opportunity for rural areas also to have a similar opportunities to visit places in a way and study and learn new things.
So you are referring to teletransportation, basically. I mean, to the possibility of technologies, how technologies will improve and enhance learning experiences.
Yes, it's in a way. This is very important. That as I told you, that IE is the one what we should learn about, but also we need to know the basic elements. So we have to today tell children that when you're studying, for example, mathematics, it's not just because of mathematics. Mathematics will help you to understand other things, for example, programming and what is the beyond all those self-steering systems and so on. So now the role of the different subjects is also to change. They are actually building something greater than just the science itself.
Mm-hmm. Can you expand on that?
Yes. So this ECT competence, what is the one of those 7 competencies, is a little bit different than the others. But why we added that is that actually we are surrounded already the devices and software and apps and everything like that. So technology is already here, and as a Nordic countries, we used to do so that everybody has a chance. Everybody are offered education, services, healthcare, everything, equal way. That no one will be behind. And the school. We see the education and school, the place where we are offering this opportunity to all. And the ECT is the key to be a member in a societies and communities nowadays. So that's why it's very important that we are also added, or we have added this ECT competence as one area there. But ECT competence is also divided in different areas, and that's why all the subjects have to support to get and gain these competence. So math do this part which is concerning about the programming and the system thinking and so on, but also the history has one thing to do, mother tongue and etc. All the subject has a own view to this ECT competence.
You're referring that basically all the subjects and all the knowledge areas, basically the ICT competence is embedded in all of them, across all of them. But they include, I assume, knowledge of programming, robotics, and AI-related skills. Is that correct?
Yes. Well, the programming, for mathematicians, it's a language only. So it's a language how we actually are describing some mathematical phenomenon, like a classifying things or ordering them or systematically picking something there or algorithms. They are pure mathematics phenomena. And I think that in other subjects they use programming as a tool to do something with the information or data actually, what's actually after the ordering them and classifying, they become information and so on. So it's a chain, it's repeating it, and that's the way how we can catch even the wisdom that we learn something out of that. So the programming have to be learned somewhere, but then it's become a tool to help and learn something new in other subjects.
Okay. Artificial intelligence is characterized by digital systems which are increasingly intelligent and can be taught or can learn to take decisions or to predict things. How do you think in terms of skills should be the future in terms of the abilities that we humans need to develop in relation to that?
Yes, well, as a human, probably it's very hard to understand all possibilities, what's going to happen. But still, beyond all these kind of systems, there are humans who actually create the first steps and algorithms. And then we can teach machines to make algorithm better, but still there will be an algorithm above the algorithm which makes sense that the algorithm has some faults, it should be replaced better ones. So there is already in banking and economics, they are using these kind of algorithms, which are actually, they use a huge amount of data for some time period, and then they make an algorithm and try to predict the future, and then they add data from the next years, and they try to compare that how well the algorithm is predicting the future in this time of period, and then they made so that this machine actually developed the algorithm better, that it will replace and follow the road what has already happened, and this can repeat it I don't know how many times, but it helps to make a kind of better prediction in the future. Same is probably used in also weather forecasting and so on. So this is something what is still some parts are starting from the humans, but still I don't know how well we can still control this, that we understand what is happening there when the machines start develop this algorithm itself.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because nowadays there are many things that we are used to do on our own. In the future, machines or digital systems, if we think about them as an extension of our intellectual capabilities, we will be able to interact with those systems to go farther in terms of knowledge, possibly. So my question was focusing that phenomena. I mean, should we be prepared to have a more sophisticated knowledge on how to interact with digital systems and think about cooperating with them rather than concentrating only in our own intellectual capabilities?
Mm. Yes, first of all, I think that all the machines and tools in the past history was for helping people to survive and do the life much easier. Mm. So I still believe that we don't do that because it's fun. We try to do something easier and maybe we want to have more time for leisure time or something like that. So I'm not so much afraid in this, but still maybe there should be a kind of limitation or laws or some contract between the countries or something, what the EI should do or what they should not do, and so on. It's also the moral and ethic problem in a way that I don't know, are the scientists the best guys to tell the answers? Things probably it's a bigger question than that.
But it's an area of concern.
Yeah,
Transparency,
of course, that's true. Yeah.
Diversity, etc. So there are ethical issues associated.
Yes, yes, and that's also. I think it's very nice topic and issue to talk even in the school with the children and the students, that they probably, because they're going to live in this life where they are surrounded by software and intelligence, and they needed to know. Probably they even to Dr. Laws at that time that how we can survive in this kind of world.
From your experience in Finland, what would be your advice if countries need to start a strategy to be prepared for a digital and AI-led world? What would be the main lines of implementation that you would recommend in terms of educational policy?
So first, we have to remember that the countries are different, the cultures are different, and so on. Just taking some system to one place, it's not so simple like that. It has to be tailored. But what we have done in Finland was first that we should, actually we made education open for everybody. We were and we are still a small country. Population is 5.5 million now, so it's much smaller compared to Argentina. And then that we give the opportunity, it doesn't mean always that everybody are using this opportunity. So that means that the next step is that we are offering voluntary something extra. So if we look to, for example, programming. Programming is a kind of thing that we are offering first very small amount of studies in programming to all. So everybody have to know something about the programming. And the next is a voluntary level that the school can offer clubs or extra lessons of programming for those who are interested in this, or robotics or something. And then probably in this group there is some persons who are really so inspired about robotics or programming. They will continue their studies and probably set up business and hire people around them to work. So this is how we are thinking, that it's more efficient that if we first give kind of review of what the programming is, and then there will be a volunteer who are interested in it, so they are very motivated to do that, and then they will probably half of, or some ratio of those will continue their studies and become a professional in this. So, but this is just an example of programming. It can be anything. So if we look the Finnish education system and compare to some other countries' system, our idea and also the Nordic countries' idea is probably similar, that we first give the basement knowledge and skills for all. And after that, actually the umbrella opens that there is many options to do what they want. And this umbrella, which I describe it here, it has a different areas there, and there is a quotas for students, and students are applying their studies, the further studies. And of course some places are more popular than the others, but the student have to have a kind of B plan for their life. If I can't go there, probably there is another way to do that. Or maybe later. I start something and I find out that this is not my path, I do something else. So the education system doesn't have any dead ends, that this is my last chance, never. So after you try something, it's possible to do something else as well, or and so on. So the system is quite flexible in the end, but may be very concrete in the beginning, because it's a basement, it's a step board for all students.
Is there anything else that you would like to add in relation to AI and education?
I would like to share also that the games has been fascinating children all ages. So and the gaming is a nice way also to be added to the learning, because beyond the game we can find also something what is useful in life. And my friend in Aalto University, Tarmo Toikkanen, he actually introduced nice idea of what kind of future school would be. And he talked about that it could be like a game. Whole school is a game, which has levels. I want to go to next level and so on, like in the games. So if you complete something, you can enter to the next, and so on. But what is in a game different than our schooling system normally? We have a test in the schools. Our test system is different because we don't have a national testing. We actually are just supporting and helping teachers to do that. It's a part of the teacher's job to test children. And the testing is it's very traditional. You go to test and you passed it or you fail it. And normally if you fail it, there is no other chance. But how about the games? Games allows you try as many times you want, right? And then if you don't know how to get the next level, you can ask your friend. And there's even nowadays, there's a YouTube videos where you can follow the best professional players of some games, how they are playing, and you will learn by looking at these, how the professional are working. So this is something what we can also do at our schools system, that in a way that the students feel that they are playing games. They can spend more time or less time, but still the idea will be the same. So I'm personally very fascinated about that. That's a really, really nice idea actually, to bring the gaming also to the education. This way.
Thank you very much.